Okay, I spent all the night thinking about this story. But it came when our host was talking about the stories that came out of books like monkeys, and this story came out of a book. But it's a real story. It's a story about fairy tales. So I'm a storyteller, and fairy stories happens to ordinary people like me. So I'm a foreign international student. I've been here for 4 months, and it was March of this year. It was spring break at the university, so they gave us this week of vacation. And I am an international student. In 2 months, you don't meet like your best friends, or you don't get to hang around with too many people. So at that time, I just had 3 friends, and the 3 of them dared to leave me. They left to, I don't know, Virginia, Texas, and whatever. So it was the first Saturday of that week. I was feeling lonely, and I was feeling this emptiness ahead because I had 7 days to spend with myself. That is horrible. I'm not used to do that. And when you live in these rooms that are pretty, they are very small, they are like prison cells, or white, you really feel that you're gonna hit your head with the walls because that is pretty depressing. So what could be better for a girl to get over that depression? Well, I went to shop to spend money. But unfortunately, the public transportation of Johnson City is not quite good. And at that time, I didn't know how to handle it, so I ended in Walmart. And that's not the best way to spend your money. I know. So I have to make a little pause here because this story, I'm gonna try to match this story with the fairy tale of the Princess and the Pea. And in this story, I'm the princess, of course. And the princess arrived to this castle. It's night, storm. So she's lost. She's depressed, as I was at that point. And she knocked on the door. The queen answered the door, and she claimed that she is a princess, that she's lost, that she needs a shelter, and please help me. So the queen has some doubts about this thing, about this title of being a princess. So she said, okay, I'm gonna test this girl, and she put a pea under 20 mattress, and then you know the rest of the story. So it was Sunday, I was depressed, and Monday I was still depressed, but thank God I have a boss. And my boss didn't respect that vacation. And she called me and she said, would you like to work? And I was, yes, please, I need to work now because I'm getting crazy here. So I went to work, and I worked with this guy. I met him like 2 months before that, I'm sorry. And that day he said, are you doing something this week? Spring break. And I was like, I'm gonna stay in my house with myself watching TV, probably. And he was like, okay, well, I'll call you if you want to go around. But I was like, let's do it. So next Tuesday, he called me and he said, hey, would you like to work? And I was like, yeah, why not? I don't have anything to do. So we went to this school and we worked with some Hispanic moms and children, blah, blah, blah. And I had fun. Actually, I had fun. And then after that, we went to Starbucks. We had some coffee. We played dominoes. I won. We spent the money on beer, and we got drunk. We went to my house and we were dancing, and suddenly we became like best friends. And I ended up spending the whole week with this guy. At the end of the week, he invited me to his house. And this house is up in a hill, in the forest, in the middle of the forest. So for me, for a Colombian girl, when it was like a castle. Because in Colombia, we all live in apartments. So this was a huge house, beautiful house. And the woman, his mother, she is such a lovely woman. She is an angel. And she was at that time, a queen. Totally. So we saw a movie, we were watching a movie, and I fell asleep. When I woke up, it was 2 in the morning, and he lives in Jonesboro, and I live in Johnson City. So he said, would you like to spend the night here? And I was like, oh my God. Can I ask him? I don't like to spend nights in other places. I love to sleep in my bed, and besides, I don't know these people. I just met this guy a week ago, and I just met his mother today, 4 hours before this, so I was feeling kind of bad. But it was 2 in the morning, and I knew that it would be rude for me to ask him to drop me back home because he was asleep, I was asleep, but he was tired, I was tired. So I said, okay. So he showed me the guest room, and guess what? The bed was a tall bed. Like the bed of that fairy tale. And here's the thing. I'm scared of heights. I am very scared of heights. Because, I have to go back in time for a while to tell you why I'm afraid of tall beds. I was 10 years old, and I had this bed. We were best friends. This bed knew all my dirty secrets, all the dirty secrets that a 10-year-old girl could have at the time. I cheated on a math test when I was in 2nd grade. I did. And they got me. Who gave me my first kiss when I was 7, and I was playing with 2 boys. And all the times I faked a stomachache or a pain not to skip school. So we were really best friends. Suddenly one day my mom and my dad thought that I was becoming a lady, so I needed a new bedroom. And they dared to buy a new bedroom. And this bed was tall, very tall. We were enemies from the beginning. The first day, that bed pushed me out of it, and I ended in the floor, and it happens over and over and over again. So I ended in my parents' bed, and then I made a strike. I denied to eat, I denied to do things because I wanted my old bed back. So they said, no, we threw away that bed, so no, we cannot give you back that bed, so we have to do something else. So I said, cut it, make it shorter. That would be my way to punish that bed. So they shortened that bed, they cut it, and they cut all the decorations of that bed, and they painted in blue. So the bed was punished, but I still fell out of the bed from time to time. So, we come back in time again, and I saw that bed. The bed had a ladder. Yeah, a ladder. I climbed the ladder, and I prepared myself to fall. So I put some pillows around me, like boundaries, just in case. I put some other pillows on the floor, just in case I roll over the boundaries and I fall on the floor, so I wouldn't hit that hard. And I went to sleep, but I couldn't. I spent all the night awake because I was so afraid of falling out of bed. So next morning, I guess I slept like 30 minutes, probably. The next morning, I'm a cat. I'm like cats. I like to sleep until midday, but I was in some other people's house, so I had to be polite, blah, 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 and be a good girl. I'm representing my country or whatever. I woke up up, and I went to the kitchen, and the queen, his mother, was there, and she was cooking breakfast. And as it happened in the fairy tale, she said, "Dear, did you have a good sleep?" And I thought, okay, should I lie or should I tell her? If I lie, that means that I'm polite, blah, 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 and probably she cares about me, but I don't care about anything right now because I didn't sleep. So I'm gonna tell the truth no matter what. I don't care if she doesn't like me or what. So I told her and him, well, I couldn't sleep well because I was feeling so ashamed that I have to sleep here. I'm not used to do this. I don't like to bother people. I was very embarrassed. So no, I couldn't sleep. So she said, she just smiled. She gave me those big smiles. She said, "Oh, my dear, you're a princess." And she cooked me breakfast. She gave me breakfast. And from that day until now, we really get along, and we're still friends with this guy and with this woman. And now I know that fairy tales can happen to ordinary people, because that princess and the pea, it happens to me, although it wasn't a pea over there, but it was more like my fear of tall beds and heights. It did happen, so just be prepared.